Hello my dear students of class 6B English medium. Today I am discussing a chapter from your textbook. The name of the chapter is Weather and Climate, Part 3. So in my last class I talked about the major elements of weather and climate and also the air temperature. Now today my point is that the basic question, what are the different processes of heating up of the atmosphere. Actually the processes of heating up the atmosphere, different processes of heating up of the atmosphere. First point, there is an example. Some people are sitting around a fire on a winter day to get warmed up. The heat radiates directly from the fire, gives some warmth to their bodies. Similarly, the heat from the sun directly heats up the earth's surface. So this heat is then radiated to the atmosphere. So this is the process of radiation. So you should keep in mind that the heat from the sun directly beats up the earth's atmosphere, earth's surface. So the heat from the sun directly hits up the earth's surface, and this heat is radiated to the atmosphere, and this is also radiated to the atmosphere. If you look at the diagram, in my previous class I also discussed about the diagram, and there you will find the complete sketch or structure of this particular thing. This heat is then radiated to the atmosphere. This is the process of radiation. This is actually called the process of radiation. Clear? Okay. There is another example. Hold a steel spoon on top of a burning candle. The tip of the spoon gets heated first. The tip or blade of the spoon gets first heated, and then the heat spread to other end. And the heat is spread to other end, and the place where you are holding it, and also gets heated after a while. So you cannot hold it anymore. So this is the process of conduction. This is process of conduction by which heat spread from a warmer to a cooler place or matter, from hot place to cold place. The spreading of heat from hot place to cold place or matter. This is called the process of conduction. This is a process of conduction. So temperature, heat is energy that can warm up any object. So temperature is the measure of heat. This is very important. What is the measure of heat? Temperature. Okay. In this way, the lowermost layer of air adjacent to the ground gets heated first, and then heated gradually spread to adjoining layers of air above. Okay. Then next, there is another example. If a bowl of water is placed on an oven, it gets heated. How do you think is the water heated? The water at the bottom of the vessel first gets heated and lighter. It moves upward, and cooler water from the upper part. Upper part of the vessel moves down. So thus the circulation of heat warms up enter water in the bowl. Similarly, the lowest strata of air closest to the earth's surface and gets heated first. The warm air gets lighter and moves upward. The cool air above gradually settles down. So this cold air then gets heated and in turn moves upward. The Earth atmosphere gets heated in this way. It is called the method of convection. So this first thing is there's an example, and then as we know that the Earth's atmosphere gets heated in this way. Earth's atmosphere gets heated in this way. So this is basically called the method of convection. Okay, the first thing is the process of radiation, and the second thing is process of conduction, and the third thing is method of convection. Okay, first portion is example, and then the latter point you will find there the definition. Then next is a very important topic, difference in temperature between day and night. Between day and night we find a huge difference in temperature. So what is the reason behind this? The difference between the highest and the lowest temperature in a day at a place is known as the diurnal range of temperature. So the difference between the highest and the lowest temperature, the highest temperature and the lowest temperature, and this is a difference between the highest and lowest temperature in a day at a place, particular place, in a particular day at a particular place, is known as the diurnal range of temperature. Is very important. You should keep in mind that this is actually called the diurnal range of temperature. Again, the difference between the average temperatures, the difference between the average temperatures of the hottest and the coldest month is known as the annual range of temperature. So this is actually the difference between the diurnal range of temperature and also the annual range of temperature. Okay, so again the difference between the average temperature, difference between the average temperature of the hottest and coldest month is known as the annual range of temperature. This is very important. When the diurnal range of temperature is high, the highest and the lowest temperature in a day at a particular place is high, and days are usually very hot, nights are cold. Okay, when diurnal range of temperature is high, days are usually very hot and nights are cold. In case of diurnal range of temperature, but in case of annual range of temperature is just the opposite. So high annual range of temperature makes the summer scorching hot and the winters very cold, and high annual range of temperature makes the summer scorching hot and the winters very cold, as we normally feel. The summer scorching hot and the winters very cold. This is called annual range of temperature. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much.